In this example, we're going to learn how to find the mean for a probability distribution. So here in this example, we have our expected profit, which we'll call our x variable, and we have the probability associated with each x variable, and we'll call it the probability of x. Now the objective of this example is to demonstrate how to find the mean, variance, and standard deviation for this probability distribution. I've also put the formula for the mean and the variance, and the standard deviation is the square root of the variance. In Excel, there is a function called the SUMPRODUCT function. The SUMPRODUCT function allows us to find the mean in very few clicks, and I'll show you how to use it. In order to use the SUMPRODUCT function, we need two arguments. The only requirement is that the two arguments must be of the same size. For example, here we're going to use our data set starting from 23 to 3. The second argument we're going to use is the probability column. So as you can see, they both have the same number of cells. So here, in order to find our mean for this probability distribution, let's start our function equal to sum product. Let's click on it. Inside the bracket, the first argument is array 1. Array 1 is the first data set, comma, our second data set, close bracket. So our mean for this probability distribution is 0.1455. But here we have our x variable displayed in terms of a percent. If you want to display it in terms of a decimal, you can always format it from under the home tab. Right here where it says percentage, if you put number, it's going to change it to a decimal. The answer is still the same. Now let me just move this to this cell so that I can carry on with the variance calculation. So let's take a look at the variance formula here. So the variance formula says sum of xi minus the mean of x squared multiplied by the probability of x. So this column here is your probability of x. We have this, but we need what's in this bracket, x minus the mean of x. So mean we found in the previous step to be 0.1455. So let's use that information and create our new column, xi minus mean of x. So here I'm going to use cell referencing equal to x is 0.23 minus 0.1455. And I'm going to use autofill and fill the rest of the cells. You can also do a double check. This looks correct. Enter. Okay, so we have done the first step, x minus the expected value of x, which is our mean. Now we still need one more column, x minus the expected value of x squared. So whatever answer we got in column E, we need to square it. And in Excel, you can use the power 2 sign. It's a raised to the power of 2. And if you get hashtag symbols, it just means you need to increase the width of your column. Now we can use our SUMPRODUCT function to find our variance. So let's go ahead, equal to SUMPRODUCT. Array 1 will be x minus the mean of x squared, comma, the probability of x, close bracket. So the variance for our probability distribution is 0.002. We can also create our grid lines to make our table more professional. And let me label this. Right here in the formula bar, you can see for the mean, we had sum product C3 to C7. So C3 to C7 was our value of x, this entire range. We multiplied that to D3 to D7, which is our probability of x. So using the sum product function, we were able to multiply 0.23 times 0.12 plus 0.15 times 0.40 plus 0.15 times 0.25 plus 0.12 times 0.15, and the last one 0.03 times 0.08. So sum product function made it much simpler for us to do it all at once instead of doing it one by one. Let's take a look at the sum product function and how we used it for variance. So in the variance, in the formula bar, you can see that we used cell range F3 to F7, which is this section right here. This column of data is x minus your mean of x raised to the power of 2 for each value of x. So this entire range, we multiply each value of x again to its probability, and we're adding it up. The sum product function again has made it much simpler for us to do it at once instead of doing it one at a time. Now the variance is 0.002035. The square root of the variance is our standard deviation. So in Excel, we can use the square root function to find our standard deviation. So again, using the functions in Excel, it makes it much easier for us to find the mean, the variance, and the standard deviation for a probability distribution.